Apple's September launch is almost here and the iPhone 17 range is just days away. We already know plenty from leaks and speculation, but there's one question everyone keeps asking. Will the iPhone 17 cost more than last year's editions? Let's break everything down, covering potential prices, reasons for an increase, and whether the fresh features are worth spending on. The iPhone 17 family will feature 4 models. Instead of the Plus, Apple is unveiling an all-new iPhone 17 Air. Then there's the standard iPhone 17, the iPhone 17 Pro, and of course, the Pro Max based on leaks. The Pro and Pro Max will dominate this year with major design tweaks, new cameras, and big performance boosts. But let's move to the pricing side. Reports suggest Apple could raise the cost of its new iPhones by about $50. Some sources claim this increase might only hit the Pro and Air versions, while others suggest all 4 iPhones may become pricier. Nothing has been confirmed yet, but a $50 rise appears to be the most consistent forecast. So, what would that mean if Apple added $50 across every model? The entry iPhone 17 would start near $849. The Air could launch close to $949, the Pro at $1,049, and the Pro Max at about $1,199. Again, this is only speculation, but it gives us a clearer picture of expectations. Now, why might Apple increase prices? One key factor is tariffs. Recently, President Trump introduced new tariffs on nations where iPhones are produced, including India, which has turned into a major Apple manufacturing hub. That means higher production costs for Apple, and some of that may be shifted to buyers. But here's the notable part. Rivals like Samsung and Google faced the same tariffs yet managed to hold their prices steady. The Pixel 10 launched at the same price as the Pixel 9, and Samsung's Galaxy S25 series didn't cost more compared to the S24. That proves Apple could still decide to keep pricing flat, particularly since cost plays such a big role in consumer choices. Still, the hike looks quite possible, especially for the Pro models. One reason is that Apple could raise the base storage on the iPhone 17 Pro from 128 GB to 256 GB. So, even if the Pro costs $50 extra, you'd actually get more memory for less compared to last year's 256 GB Pro. To put that in context, the 256 GB iPhone 16 Pro is currently $1,099. If the iPhone 17 Pro with the same memory starts at $1,049, that's technically cheaper in storage per dollar value. So, the question remains, are the changes worth the added price? Let's check model by model. Starting with the regular iPhone 17, this year, Apple is finally adding features fans have long requested. The display is expected to expand slightly to 6.3 inches, making it more comfortable for those who found 6.1 too small. Even better, Apple may at last bring promotion and always-on display to the base edition, giving it a smooth 120 Hz refresh rate. Charging speeds might also almost double with a new MagSafe charger supporting up to 45 watts. Selfies should appear sharper with a fresh 24-megapixel front lens, and performance should improve with 12 GB of RAM, enabling Apple Intelligence to run smoother. Now to the Pro and Pro Max. These are the big jumps. Both variants are expected to gain a new 48-megapixel telephoto sensor with 5x zoom alongside their main and ultra-wide cameras. That also means 8K video recording for the first time on an iPhone. The camera bump itself will be completely redesigned to fit the bigger sensors, reaching almost edge-to-edge. The Pro line will also swap titanium for aluminum with a fresh part aluminum part glass finish. Another leak points to an anti-glare display option similar to the nanotexture glass used on iMacs. And for the Pro Max especially, a thicker chassis could finally allow Apple to fit a battery larger than 5,000 mAh, something users have demanded. Then comes the newcomer, the iPhone 17 Air. Apple is rumored to promote it as the slimmest iPhone ever, possibly as thin as 5.44 millimeters. That would make it thinner than Samsung's Galaxy S25 Edge. The Air is said to include 12 GB of RAM and, interestingly, a titanium frame, something the Pro units won't feature this year. But the Air comes with compromises, too. Leaks indicate it will ship with only a single 48-megapixel rear sensor and a tiny 2,800 mAh battery, which could be a deal-breaker for heavy users. So, should you upgrade if Apple does add $50? Many will ask whether it makes sense. For the base iPhone 17, the larger screen, faster charging, and improved selfie camera make it a far stronger choice than last year's entry model. For the Pro and Pro Max, the new camera setup and larger storage help justify the added cost, especially for people focused on photos or video. The Air will likely appeal to those who love slim, lightweight builds, even if it sacrifices